Hello, welcome to part 2 of my Spookoplathon reading vlogs. I'm excited. This is going to be my third roll, but my fourth book because I had a double in the previous one, so I only rolled twice but read 3 books altogether. I'm really excited to see what it is. I don't think I'll be reading this evening. I might still read this evening though, to be fair. It's still the 13th of October, by the way, and I just literally filmed the ending clip of my previous vlog and about to film this new one. But yeah, so let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, I have now turned the board so that you can see it not upside down like was probably in the previous episode, but last time I landed on chance. So let's see what I roll this time. So, okay, so it's a 5. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, goodness me. So, oh, sorry, again, I've moved my camera, but it's Grady Hendrix. That's interesting. So, let me go and check the guide and I'll be back. So I've checked the guide and it's basically creepy and satirical, so you'd have to read a book with humour in it or read a Grady Hendrix book. So I've decided to read a Grady Hendrix book that I had on my TBR, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I've had not such great experience with reading Horror Store by the author. I rated that one 3 stars, but I think I've heard good things about this one, and I do have it on my TBR, so I might as well read this one. Plus it's more of a creepy one and it's October after all, so perfect opportunity to read this book, right? So let me tell you what it's about. Let me just read you the blurb because I don't feel like repeating it. Patricia Campbell's life has never felt smaller. Her husband is a workaholic, her teenage kids have their own lives, her sensile mother-in-law needs constant care, and she's always a step behind on her endless to-do list. The only thing keeping her sane is her book club, a close-knit group of Charleston women united by their love of true crime. Then James Harris walks into her life during the summer of 1993. He makes her feel things she hasn't felt in years, but when children on the other side of town go missing, Patricia wonders if he's connected. Is he a Brad Pitt, a Bundy, or something much worse? Ooh, okay. I'm actually intrigued by this one. And like I said, I have had good things about this book. So hopefully Grady Hendrix will redeem himself in my eyes after I read this book. So yeah, this is my next pick and I'm excited. Hello, it's the next day now, the 14th of October, Monday, and I started the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires during my lunch break. On lunch break I only read like 30-ish pages or something like that. And then in the evening I just continued reading this one. So currently I'm on page 82 and I'm really enjoying it so far. To be fair, I was going into it thinking that obviously a little bit apprehensive because like I said before, I didn't love Horror Store, but this feels completely different. Absolutely like a completely different author. So far I'm really enjoying the atmosphere, and so far it's starting to feel a little bit weird, but like in a good way, a little bit more unsettling. And I feel like with this author we don't really know like what he's capable of in a way that Horror Store was also weird, but it didn't feel like in a good way. This one is starting to feel like in a good way. So I'm loving the atmosphere. I don't know where the story is going to go. Obviously vampires will be involved in it somehow, but I'm starting to sense that it will be different to what you'd expect from vampires, although I did think that that would be the case going into it. But like I said, I'm really enjoying the story so far. I'm really loving the atmosphere, and I find myself that I can't put this book down. So I just want to read it and read it and read it. I'm really liking the main character as well. It's like focusing on the older, for once, older characters, so like the parents of the teenagers. And the author did say at the beginning that they wanted to concentrate on older people. Like I said, well, not like older people, but like, I don't know, but older than teenagers is what I'm trying to say. And so when they talk about the books, it's mostly about crime, true crime books they read in this book club that they don't even call book club. I'm enjoying all the bookish talk and even the mundane sort of everyday lives. I'm enjoying it. I'm just really having a good time with it. Currently it feels like a 4-star book. I mean, I don't expect it'll be a 5-star, but I don't think it'll be a 3-star either. So we'll see how it goes. It could well change. I could change my opinion on it. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. We've already met James Harris, who's this person who's appearing in Patricia's life. And apparently children are supposed to start going missing at some point soon. Somehow he's supposedly connected. That hasn't happened yet, but we have met him, and there's this mystery, a little bit of mystery about him. It's not like made out to be a mystery, but there was one scene with him that was interesting, is what I'm gonna say, without spoilers. I wish I could say more, but I feel like that would be a massive spoiler. But anyway, so he seems like an interesting character. I'm definitely intrigued by him. And there was also, to add to the atmosphere, there was this weird scene, again, won't spoil anything, but I think that just sort of gave us a taste of what the book is going to be like in terms of weirdness. I really don't want to say anything because it's probably a spoiler. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. So that scene was weird and disturbing, but also felt kind of good because it just, like I said, it's showing what the book will probably be like, and I'm all up for that this time. So I'm really into it, having a really good time, and I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm gonna go back to reading because it's only like, I think, 7:15 in the evening. I'm gonna hopefully read a little bit more and have a good chunk done. But I thought it was a good start to the vlog, and I'm enjoying just focusing on one book, by the way. So like I said before, usually I'm the one who reads a few books on the go, but having just one to concentrate on, that's what makes me like get my teeth properly sink into it, and that's when I'm starting to get the atmosphere more, get the everything out of this book more. So yeah, I'm just having a good time, and I think I will update you maybe when I'm halfway through, which will be probably not anytime soon, definitely won't be today, but hopefully I'll read a little bit more, and then within the next few days I'll reach half of it, and hopefully my opinion won't change on it. So, but there is a chance that Grady Hendrix has redeemed himself in my eyes, or not. Joking. But I'm enjoying it a lot more than Horror Store. So yeah. See you later. Hello, as promised, I'm here to update you when I'm halfway through my book. I am so enjoying this. I was not expecting it because I think I've mentioned before, I've read Horror Store by this author and wasn't a big fan. But this book feels like it takes it to such a different level. I'm so immersed into everything that's in this book, not just the creepy, scary elements. By the way, I didn't quite realise when I was getting into it that it's actually proper horror. It's horror genre, which I don't mind, obviously I like it. But for some reason I just wasn't expecting that. I think the title is a little bit misleading. It makes you think that it's a little bit more like, I don't know, light-hearted or something, but it isn't. I mean, I would describe it as atmospheric, immersive horror rather than like, you know, your sort of jumpy, I don't know. Haven't read too much horror, so I can't compare it to many things, but this book is so atmospheric. I'm so engrossed into everything. Like I said, even the mundane parts of their lives that they're describing, that what's happening with the family and with the families of different people, the friendships between this main character, the woman we're following, and I forgot her name again, Patricia. I'm so bad with names. But yeah, so we're following the life of Patricia and her family, but we only get to see her point of view, I think, mostly. I think maybe on occasion there will be different points of view in like a page or so, but they're rare. And even the mundane bits, like I said, are really interesting. So I'm just having such a good time with it. the bookish references as well, because obviously it's like a book club. I'm enjoying that added element to it, and I'm enjoying the creepy scenes as well. I'm just having a really good time. At one point I felt like it could well be a 5-star book. I don't know, don't hold me to it, because that could still change depending on how the second half of the book goes. But so far, I'm really having a good time. Every time I pick it up and read it, I get so immersed into it, and I'm just absolutely loving it. So I, quite often at work, I'm thinking about this book and want to go back and read it. So I think that's a sign. I forgot to tell you what the date today is, by the way. It's the 17th of October and it's Thursday. I've just gone back from work, but I did reach half point yesterday, but I didn't have time to update. I just went to sleep. But now I've just gone back from work and decided to update you now. I will definitely be reading more this evening after food and stuff. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know that I'm having a really damn good time with this book. So now I'm interested in other books by this author, because if he can write this immersive sort of atmospheric horror, I'm all up for it. So like I said, depending on how the second half goes, I'll see. But currently I'm having a really good time. So I will most likely update you when I've finished the book. Hello, today is Monday the 21st of October. As usual, I finished work only just recently, but I did read a little bit on my lunch break because I do work from home on Mondays usually, and then I happened to finish the book in the evening. So I finished Southam Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. By this point you surely should know the name of it. I really don't need to tell you, but I'm giving it 4 stars. And with this book, by the way, I've completed my Goodreads challenge, which was 60 books for this year, so I've completed it now, which feels good because it feels like it's been the best reading year for the past few years, both in terms of quality and in terms of quantity. But I think because this year I've focused more on the things I wanted to read rather than things that I had to read, basically, and the fact that I was mood reading for most of it helped a lot as well. Obviously Spookoplathon is a bit different, but I have been enjoying it so far. So yeah, this book, I've given it 4 stars. I feel like the second half, the usual thing with me though, when it's a horror book or like a mystery book or gothic novel or whatever, usually the first half, for when we don't know what's actually happening, the mystery of not knowing what's happening, what's causing all of this, and the unsettling atmosphere, that's what gets me. As soon as we know what's happening, sometimes or quite often it sort of loses me. And in this case, I feel like it did, but not for the same reasons. So I feel like the title is definitely a little bit misleading, I think. There isn't a lot to do with vampires. There is basically one, and I wouldn't even call it a vampire. So it's not a vampire in your standard sort of way. So don't be fooled by the title. I think the reason I'm giving it 4 stars and not 5 stars because it wasn't mind-blowing, and like I said, the atmosphere sort of actually lost me a little bit halfway through. Not halfway through, after halfway through, because I knew who was the culprit. And after that, the mystery was sort of gone. We didn't know who was behind all of it because it was really obvious. It was just how things were evolving after that. This vampire creature thing was not what I expected them to be. And I think that sort of didn't help. Going into this book, I knew it wouldn't really be your typical vampires anyway. But I feel like it's nothing at all that I thought it would be. It was creepy and bizarre and different, yes, but I wouldn't say I loved it for that. So I felt like the first half of the book was like a 5-star book, and then the second half was more of a 4-star. It did get gruesome, unexpectedly. There was one scene that I just thought, like, what the hell? I could be wrong, but I feel like this could be the book that will stick in my mind for a little while and I will remember it. And like I said before, I still want to read more books by this author because He did intrigue me, and it was interesting and captivating, and I loved the atmosphere of this book. I really did like it, and it did get really dark as well. Unexpectedly really dark. But yes, only 4 stars. I don't really know what else to say. I don't know if I have any more thoughts after this. I feel like it's taken me a long time to read this book, but I think that's because I was quite busy at the weekend, so I really didn't have much reading time during the weekend. So I just finished it today. I did read quite a bit yesterday, and all day I just kept thinking about finishing this book. But I finished work quite late anyway, an hour and a half later than I was supposed to. But I finished the book, which means now I get to roll again. So let's find out what my next roll and my next book is going to be. I'm so excited. This is the best part of finishing the book and then doing another roll. But we're back to Grady Hendrix where we stopped before. So we were going to go that way. So let's see what I roll this time. That's 11, I suppose. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What does that say? Most recent purchase. That's going to be interesting because let me tell you in a second. My roll was my most recent purchase, and I did buy 2 books this morning, funnily enough. One of them was on Kindle, which is my most recent purchase, and another one is coming tomorrow, but I just checked because I wasn't really sure at all. So it would have been Everyone in My Family Killed Someone or something like that, because I had the sequel, which I didn't realise it was a sequel to the first book. So I got the physical copy, but it's coming tomorrow. But my most recent purchase was actually an ebook that my friend showed me, and I bought it because it sounded really good. So my most recent purchase is, again, I'm really sorry for the reflection, but it's Bonehead by Mo Hayder, and it is a crime novel. I really don't remember what it's about because I just did get it this morning. So let me find Goodreads and tell you what it's about. I'll read you the blurb. A terrifying accident. Alex Mullins knows she is one of the lucky ones. When a fatal coach crashed at her school reunion, killed several of her classmates, she was saved from a grisly fate. She's haunted by what she thinks she saw that night, a vision of a skeletal woman, known by the locals as the Bonehead, a woman who brings bad luck to all that see her. Mystery waiting to be solved. Now a police officer in Gloucestershire, Alex fights to overcome the past by helping other people. But when her path crosses with someone who was there that fateful night, her new life begins to unravel at the seams. What really happened the night of the crash? And what does she leave to do? What does she have to do for the petrifying Bonehead to finally leave her be? I am excited. I never read books that I've just acquired, especially this morning, because I think I'm going to start reading this evening, because I'll hopefully have some time. And I can't remember last time it happened that I just buy a book and start it immediately. So that'll be interesting, and I definitely wasn't expecting that kind of roll, and I wasn't expecting to read an ebook for this one. But I'm going to start it and see how it goes. I do have to do my nails this evening as well because I've lost one and another sort of broke, so I've got to start them again, and it's already 8 o'clock, so I might just start the book later on and see how far I get into it. I did finish another ebook though, by the way, which wasn't part of Spookoplathon, but it was the book that I started a while ago, like a month ago or so. It was the second book to the Fade Island series. I just really was in the mood for it, and I can't remember why, but I just finished it, so I did read that as well. But yes, I'm excited to start this one, even though it's nothing that I expected it to be. A little bit nervous because I don't know what to expect at all. I've never heard anyone talk about it, and like I said, because it's the book I literally purchased just this morning, it feels really weird just starting something like this. But I'm excited nonetheless, and I do have quite an extensive TBR on my Kindle now. I think it's about 80 books or so, 79 maybe. So after I read this one, it's going to be 78 books, which is an improvement, right? That's not including my massive physical TBR. But there we go. I'm excited. I will talk to you about it probably soon after I started it, probably like tomorrow or the day after. And then obviously probably halfway through, and then when I finish it. So we'll see how it goes. No idea, never read anything by the author, never heard of this book, so it could go either way. So I'm excited to see and form my own opinion on it. But it's like a thriller crime book, which is my favourite genre. So I've got good hopes. So I'll update you then. Bye! Hello, I'm here for a very, very quick update because I'm about to go and pick up Chinese in a minute. So it's Friday the 25th today? Yeah, I've just gone back from work. It's like 6:15. I usually finish a lot earlier, but today was a rather long day, so I feel like I've deserved that Chinese now. I'm here to update you on something. So, I am DNFing Bonehead. I will show you the cover again in case you forgot from the clip earlier. Yes, so I'm DNFing this. At about 17%, I think it was. I've read 68 pages out of 368. And I just couldn't do it. At first I thought it was just me not being in the mood to read, because I have slowed down this week and I think the past week. So I don't think for the past 2 weeks there's been a lot of reading content at all. But anyway, and then I realised it's not me, it's actually the book. So what I didn't like about the book, firstly, is very vulgar language, I would say, especially for like sexual scenes. I just don't like it. I don't think there is a need for that. I know the author was just trying to portray like the relationship between two people, like the dynamic between the two of them, how like the quality of their relationship, if you can call it that, was, but I feel like there are other ways to describe it rather than just use those vulgar words and that vulgar language. I hated it. And then it was used in other sentences as well, not just in the sexual content. So it was just started to be used quite a lot, and I just don't like that at all. In fact, I hated it. There's just no need for that. I can't stand it most of the time. Also, the characters I found really quite annoying, and I didn't like any of them. I didn't care for any of them. Another thing I didn't like is, so it was flicking between two different perspectives. One was of, so because there's been a crash back in the day, they survived the crash, and so our main character, I can't remember her name right now, but she's now a police officer. So we get her point of view, and her chapters are like police procedurals in a way, but they're still annoying because it's just very slow going. But anyway, and we also have the perspective of the mum of another guy who survived. So we get her perspective, but it's talking so much about her past, like back in the past, how she got her son, who also, like I said, who also survived, how she like got him, her relationship with her boyfriend and husband and whatnot. I'm just reading it all thinking, what's the point of all of this? This is supposed to be a crime thriller. Why? It's in so much detail as well. Why are we going back in the past talking about it when there's potentially this like crime horror sort of situation? Why the hell are we focusing on something so trivial and boring? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind when in thrillers or something we go back to the past, but when it feels like for so long and long chapters for a thriller, and then in the meantime nothing happens with the story in general, I don't think that's good pacing at all. I didn't like it. Those are the main reasons. And then also I read reviews on Goodreads, and most of the people who rated it highly, they are the people who loved her books before, and this author now passed away. So this was her last book. I think she didn't publish it before she died. She died in 2021, and the book was published in either 2023 or this year. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, loads of people rated it really good rating. But then other people also who loved her books before said this is just does not feel like her, and this is her worst book. So, and I also read there's going to be some animal cruelty in there. And on top of everything that I've just said, this is just the cherry on top. I don't do animal cruelty. I can't do it. I can't stand it. it makes me too sad. It's I guess one of my triggers. I just don't like it at all. I don't want to read about it. And so I think I've deserved the right to DNF the book. Sorry that my thoughts are all rushed up because I'm trying to be a little bit quick about it all. But yes, didn't like any of it, just couldn't put myself through it again. So I just stopped it. I think my last chapter was when I finished something and I could see that the next one was going to be another one long back in the past about the character who I don't care about, and I didn't see the point why we were told all this. Maybe later on it would have made sense for the story. At the beginning, make your readers interested in the mystery, because I feel like the bonehead woman creature thing was really vague, and it was mentioned, yes, there's like a legend about this woman, but it was so vague, and the only thing related to that throughout the 68 pages that happened was that this police officer goes to her mum's house, sees the photo that she was sent, and that's the photo of their house, and there seemed to be like a face that was apparently like bonehead face, but the mum doesn't know where that came from and whatnot, and so the officer starts to get suspicious and like starts being almost paranoid about it and like wants people to investigate it. And that's it. So 68 pages, and then we go back in the past of another character to tell us how really bad her relationship was with, well, to start with the guy who she had the baby with. And I just couldn't care less, honestly. I thought it was nothing interesting, horrible, absolutely horrible, vulgar language in most cases. And yeah, I just didn't want to read it anymore. So I'm free from that book. If you hear strange noises, my cat is washing himself behind me, so apologies about that. But that does mean that I can do another roll, but I'm leaving it for now. Firstly, because I feel like that book put me off reading a little bit. And like I said, I have been a little bit almost slumpy this week. Maybe because of the book, I don't know. But anyway, so I think I'll do another roll tomorrow and pick up a book. I'm a little bit nervous now because I think I'm starting to burn out from the readathons now. So I was going to prolong it till November, but now I'm not 100% sure. I might just do like a mix of reading something I want to read, then do a roll, reading something I want to read, then do a roll. I've also created a pile of books that I want to try and finish before the end of the year, so I'll try to prioritize those, and if I can squeeze it in my next roll, then that would be brilliant. But I don't know if that's possible, because obviously sometimes I don't have control over these things, so we're gonna see. But yes, most likely I will update you tomorrow. I hope what I said about the book made sense, because like I said, I was trying to rush and I feel like I've forgotten some things. But anyway, if I have forgotten something, then I will say it in my wrap up at the end of the month. So it's time to do another roll. Last time I landed on most recent purchase, and let's see what I land on this time. I'm a little bit nervous, but let's find out. Okay, oh no, it's a double. So we've got a 4, which means I have to try and combine the 2 prompts if I can. If not, it'll be 2 books for the same prompt. So let's go 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, which is community shelf. Okay, so that will be a prompt from there combined with whatever I roll next. So let me roll again and then I'll go grab my cards. So my second prompt will be 4. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Past. Past, I think, again, is something to do the book that I was supposed to already have read, I think. So let me go grab my community shelf prompt and see if I can do it or not. Okay, so I brought my cards and I have shuffled them. Again, you're gonna have to trust me. I don't know what's on the top, but we're gonna try and combine past, which is something I should have already read, I guess, in one way or another. But let's see if we can combine it with paperback. Yes, in fact, I definitely can. Are you going to focus? Yeah, there we go. So paperback with something I should have read. Okay, let me go pick up the book. Apologies for the terrible lighting, but I have chosen a book for this. So I rolled, as you've just seen, community shelf, pulled up prompt paperback, and also passed. So I'm looking at this one. I could have chosen from 2 of my current reads that I started in August and definitely should have finished them. But I'm picking the book that is on my end of year TBR list that I wanted to read. And I'm looking at it as something I should have already read earlier this month because it's a T. Kingfisher book and it's House with Good Bones, and I think it's a horror book. And my thinking for choosing this one is because I prefer to read her books in October, and because it's already the 26th of October, I should have definitely read it, and I'm running out of time to read it in October. So do you see where I'm going with this? I see where I'm going with this. So I'm really looking forward to it, and like I said, it was on my end of year TBR, so this is perfect. Potentially my last read of October, which I think it will be, because I don't think I will read this book very quickly, considering it's already the end of Saturday. Although I think I will be reading this evening, pretty sure. So I'm looking forward to this one. I do not remember what this book is about, so let's read the blurb together. In this ordinary North Carolina suburb, family secrets are always in bloom. Samantha Montgomery pulls into the driveway of her family home to find a massive black vulture perched on the mailbox staring at the house. Inside, everything has changed. Gone is the eclectic warmth Sam expects. Instead, the walls are a sterile white. Now it's very important to say grace before dinner, and her mother won't hear a word against Sam's long dead and little missed grandmother, who was the first to put down roots in the small southern town. The longer Sam stays, the stranger things get, and every day more vultures circle overhead. I'm really looking forward to it. It sounds a bit more of a, it doesn't sound like horror, it sounds more of a gothic novel. But I'm still looking forward to it, and I have high hopes for this one because it's T. Kingfisher, and I've enjoyed the 3 books that I've read by her. So I am excited, and I'm glad that this is the choice that I can make for this prompt. And I don't even need to be burnt out by the challenges because it's the book I actually wanted to read very badly. So yay! So I will update you probably once I've had a little bit more of an opinion on it, which will probably be tomorrow. So we'll see. It's the same day, and because it's Sunday today, Sunday afternoon, so it's really sunny weather, so I was trying to read A House with Good Bones, but I feel like T. Kingfisher is always so atmospheric, and my experience reading her books is always in the dark by myself in the evening, so it really wasn't working for me to do that. And I know I said that I will try and focus on just one book at a time, but I just really didn't want to ruin the book for myself. And I had quite a few hours to read this afternoon before the evening, so I switched the book. I know it's not got nothing to do with the role, but I thought I'd mention it anyway because it's still involved, like, obviously reading and stuff. So instead I picked up The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. It is on my books I want to read before the end of the year list, which you would have seen already, hopefully, if you are subscribed to my channel or if you're interested. But anyway, so I'm on page 67 so far, and oh my goodness, this is so cute so far. I'm really enjoying it. I was in a little bit of a kind of sad mood, I suppose, this afternoon, so I thought getting into something like this would annoy me because I'm not a romance person at all. I don't do romance books. But this literally melted me. This made me feel so warm and cozy and like really, it lifted my mood a lot. And it's just so cute. I mean, it could change later on, but so far I'm having such a good time with it. It's absolutely adorable, and it definitely gives off Gilmore Girls vibe, and I love that show. I think I watched it about twice. This makes me want to rewatch the show again. I'm just having such a good time with it. is just so cute and adorable. I'm liking the characters, I'm liking the small town vibe, I'm just liking everything about it. Honestly, currently it feels like it will be a 5-star. I'm fully expecting to get disappointed later on because apparently it can get quite spicy in there and I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not into that. But currently it's just super cute and super adorable and I just absolutely love it. So having a really good time with it. I am about to hopefully go and read for maybe a couple more hours before having dinner, and maybe then I'll switch to my night book, because I feel like the horror or gothic novels you have to read at night, not on a sunny Sunday afternoon. So yes, I just thought I'd pop in here to tell you that I've deviated from my path and started this instead. But like I said, I'm starting to get a little bit burnt out by the restrictions of the readathon, so I wanted to pick up something for myself, and this is the one I picked. And I was clever and picked up something from the stack I've created for myself for the books that I want to read before the end of the year. So I'm doing really well with that so far. So yes, this is where I am, and I will update you at some point somewhere later on. I don't actually have many thoughts on a house with good bones. I feel like I'm enjoying it a little bit less than I was enjoying any of her other books, which is really weird. I don't know what it is. I'm still liking the humour. I don't know if it's just less creepy than the other ones, or it's taking a little bit longer to get to the creepy parts, or the fact that I have been reading it during the day. I have really no idea. But I'm hoping that it'll pick up for me and I will enjoy it, because if I don't enjoy this one, I'm going to be rather disappointed. So we'll see how it goes, and I will update you either with this one later if anyone's interested, because it's still really related to reading and I just sort of want to do what I want to do. It wasn't for the role, but it's for my own reading, so I want to include it. There we go. Hello, I thought I'd unbox my tea time bookshop thing again. I feel like it was in one of my videos, but I can't remember which one. So I've got another one of those, and obviously the link will be down below if I remember to put it on. Pretty sure I mentioned it quite a few times. The one I've got is quite a cheap one, because it's used books and there's only one book and also not a lot of goodies, and I don't remember the kind of options that they do, but that's the one I've got. So I don't have any reading update for you, but I just thought I'd open this box. Today's Monday, by the way, the 28th of October, and I'm fully planning on having an evening of reading both books, I think, so that'll be interesting. But let's see what I've got in this box. Ooh, that looks cool. I like so this is hot chocolate drink, I think, but for some reason I kind of like the colours of it, and for some reason it reminds me of like vampire style. I don't know why, but there we go. I do drink hot chocolates every now and then, so that'd be good. Oh, I love this month's theme. What's it called? Bookmark. I don't know if it's focusing, but I'm sure you can see the bats and whatnot. I really, really like it. That's going to be definitely used. Oh, and oh, I love the postcard this month as well. They always do include a postcard. It's really, I actually really like it. I love this style. Okay, and we've got the usual biscuit thing as well. So this time it's this brand, and it is just oat crunch, just only like a couple of biscuits, which is the usual what they do. But the book, typically in the amazing condition for something that is used. I can't believe that. And I've never seen this book before, but it is Lucky by Rachel Edwards. It's a little bit dusty. I've never seen this book before, and it's a hardcover. Wasn't expecting, well, not that I wasn't expecting that, because I have had hardcover from them before. But yeah, I don't think I've recognised the author. I definitely don't remember the name, which is great. I love it when I get subscription boxes and I have never heard of the books before, because then that adds to it, you know. So let's read what this one is about. It's quite a big blurb, but Etta wants to get married. Big cake, the dress to break Instagram. 4+ kids. She wants it all. Ola, her partner, says he does too, but he's also allergic to making concrete plans and keeps insisting that they save enough for a house deposit before they even think of marriage. So Etta finds a way to start secretly making money, online gambling, and how lucky that she just happens to be extremely good at it. Soon she's playing quite a lot. She doesn't like lying to Ola, but it's all for the good of their relationship. She's even made a friend on the side, Saint Christopher 75, and she's invited to a special VIP party. Even if she's losing a little money here and there, or even quite a lot, she'll win it back eventually. In the meantime, perhaps Saint Christopher 75 can help her out with a little loan once she's met him in real life. He's just one big, and he's being so friendly and helpful, and he says her photo's hot. Why wouldn't he want to help her? It doesn't sound very thrillery or really like mystery-like. It is apparently a fast-paced thriller. It doesn't sound very thrillery, but let's do the usual thing where I read the first sentence and then go to Goodreads to see ratings. It's just white on the inside and just red on the end papers. Let's read the first sentence. This book was published in 2021, by the way. So, okay. She electrifies the room. That's the first sentence. Let's go to Goodreads. Oof, goodness me. It's got quite a low rating, I would say, overall. 3.26 out of 310 ratings. That doesn't sound very promising, but it doesn't mean that I won't like it. The majority of people gave it 3-star rating, 33% of people. Then it goes to 4 stars, 30%. Then it goes to 2 stars with 15%. And then 12% of the people gave it 5 stars. 7% gave it 1 star. This does not sound promising at all, but I'm actually kind of curious about it, why so many people would give it a low rating. It's quite a divisive book by the looks of it. So I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm intrigued what this is going to be like. So hopefully I'll get to it soon and see what it's all about and see if I want to keep getting these subscription boxes. So, but I'm intrigued so far. It doesn't sound like the best premise, but we'll see when I actually get to it. Hey, today is the 3rd of November and I'm here to wrap up the vlog because I feel like it's been a bit of a mess. But anyway, so I finished A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher just yesterday. So technically I didn't finish it in October, but I'm counting it as if I did finish it in October, just because I had like less than a third left and I haven't read the book for a few days, or any book at all for a few days. So yesterday I just finished it, so I'm counting it, okay? I'm counting it as my 5th book, I think. I do feel like this vlog has been a little bit of a mess, but I enjoyed it. I also dyed my hair, so I did do that. Not yesterday, I did it a few days ago. And I'm still getting used to having darker hair, but I love it so far. So yeah, anyway, I need to tell you my thoughts on this book. So it took me a little while to warm up to it, and it wasn't creepy until probably page 70 or even 100 pages, which was, I think, a little bit unusual for T. Kingfisher. Usually, I think, I start to feel a little bit creeped out way sooner than that with her horror books. This one just didn't quite get me there. I don't know what it was, but at first I was feeling like a 3-star book. Then things started to pick up, and then it felt like I was reading a usual T. Kingfisher book with the unsettling atmosphere, with banter, although in this one the humour felt a little bit almost forced. It didn't quite feel as natural and as funny as in her other books that I've read, weirdly. I don't know why, maybe it was just me, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I did love the atmosphere, I loved the creepy elements of it, I love the horror bits. It was weird a little bit, like her usual way, but I like this kind of weird. So in the end I gave it 4 stars. I had a good time with it, and again I kept thinking about the characters and the plot and the atmosphere when I wasn't reading the book, which is a good sign. And it does happen with me with Dickie Fisher books for some reason. So I gave it 4 stars and I enjoyed it and completed my 5th book. I think I read 6 books this month, but I'll talk about it in my wrap up. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this book, and I am going to wrap up this vlog like I said, because it feels like it's been a complete mess and I don't even know what kind of content I do have, so I hope you enjoyed it. I did say before that I would carry on reading in with Spookoplathon prompts in November, but I've changed my mind about that. I'm not going to be doing that now because I feel like I'm a little bit burnt out by having to read with prompts and whatnot. So I'm just going to read whatever I want, probably until the end of the year, most likely, unless I change my mind again, and who knows what happens. I kind of like leaving it vague and kind of doing what I want. So that brings me the most joy, and I just love doing it that way, so I might as well keep doing it that way. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!